right? Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahushai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahushai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim, it belongs to the apostles and the elders and great millstones as well. Salutations to all the elect out there, man. Akim, Tazadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity, man. Hey, man, we're the brothers of great millstone. The Lord willing, what we want to do. What we want to do, Lord willing, is get on the topic of a vineyard. You know, our past couple of shows, we've been going through manners and customs. So we're going to go through Isaiah the 5th chapter, see some of the customs of the time, and just, you know, break down the scripture of how a vineyard is likened unto Israel.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved touching his vineyard.
Touching his vineyard. And what was it, Jeremiah 23? Noble vine, I'm trying to be a noble vine. I'm going to tell you at the end, but there's one in Jeremiah where it says noble vine. Yeah. So, you know, to be the point that Israel is that vine. There's also one in our day.
Alright, Jeremiah 2:21. Yeah, I planted thee a noble vine, holy and right seed.
Yeah, so this vine, all right, the vine that makes that produces grapes that yield wine and such, all right, is Israel, all right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right? It says, yeah, I planted thee a noble vine, holy and right seed.
What's that word for noble?
Choice, vine, great.
Yeah, right. So Deuteronomy 7:6. I've chosen it to be a holy people unto myself. All right. So that choice vine, all right, in the midst of the garden, that chosen people is the children of Israel. All right. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you have become what? A degenerate vine. All right. Meaning you have not kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and you're not fulfilling the purpose of what the Heavenly Father created it to be. When you read the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, 13th verse, it tells you the sole purpose of the Israelite and all men is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, but we have not done so.
The book of Isaiah,
It says, how then art thou turned to a strange vine to me?
Yeah, you become a strange vine to the Heavenly Father. You look at it, the majority of Israel today, and even days back, you know, they go into the ways of the nation. All right, they keep their customs, they worship their gods. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as poetic justice, have you served these nations that you worship and try to be like them? In hardcore bondage.
You get into the word degenerate, the word deed means away from, and generate, you get the word meaning away from your gene, or to be debased. You know, because the Most High chosen us, like you read it, it says Deuteronomy chapter, it's about Most High set us to be pretty much examples to the nations, but we went away from being examples and we was following the heathen, but we were supposed to show them the right way. So we became degenerates, went away from the ways of the Most High, the laws of the Most High, the manner, the customs that the Most High have given us.
the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill.
So the scripture said, the well-beloved, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. Matter of fact, what is that? I'll give you a land going. I mean, I was just going to quote it, but since you did it. But that fruitful hill is talking about the land of Israel, man. All right? Hey, you got any of them. You know, land flowing milk and honey. All right, that fruitful land or that fertile land is the land of Israel, man. And if you look at where Israel is positioned, it's like it's like a major trade route for nations to pass through. That particular land of Israel holds a lot of significance, man.
of that land unto a good land and a large, and to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
Yeah, so that fruitful hill that we're reading about right here in the book of Isaiah represents the land of Israel. And alluding back to the manners and customs, that was actually done. You plant a vineyard, most people plant a vineyard on a hill. All right?
Continuing on in the book of Isaiah, my well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. He fenced it.
Now he says that he fenced it. That means he put a hedge around it. Psalms 34:7. We call it the 34:7. Meaning the Heavenly Father put a protection around it. All right? As you would an actual vineyard. Right?
Psalms 34, verse 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him and delivereth them.
Exactly. So the Heavenly Father's put a hedge, all right, around his people, the ones that fear him. All right? Right?
And he
it's like it. When you fence the vineyard, it's to keep it what? To keep it protected from foxes and such, man. All right. So what are the foxes? The foxes to be the false teachers out there. Because Yahweh actually called there's certain prophets. The scripture says they're like foxes in the desert. So yeah, you know, because these foxes and these type of creatures will come and destroy the grapes, man. All right? So you have to put fences, you have to have watches, and you have to have a watchtower. So we're going to go into that, man. Exactly. Keep robbers away, thieves. Yahweh said that if you come through the sheepfold any other way, you are a thief and a robber. Right?
And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof.
Now it says that he gathered out the stones. All right? So you go to Psalm chapter 80, verse 8. Now what do the stones represent? When you go to plant a vineyard, you have different types of stones. You have the small limestones, all right, which are good. When you are cultivating in the land of Israel, they didn't use like what we use as fertilizer and farm manure. They used a lot of stones, a lot of limestones, and as the rain, the mineral from the limestone, you know, would help fertilize the plant. But before you could even do that, you have to take out these big ass large stones, right?
Yeah, Psalms 80 and 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and painted it.
Exactly. So the stones, the large stones that had to be cast out that fruitful land are the heathens. I believe it was five kings of the Hamite nations, man. So the Most High threw their ass out there and planted us in Egypt, man. And right. All right. So what should we call it? The heathens, as the scriptures just said, represents those stones that have to be cast out of the land. Now, when you actually create a vineyard, you wouldn't just discard those stones. Those stones was used to make the threshing floor, right? So the threshing floor is where you put the grapes in and you stomp them out, right? So you can see that the heathens are used in that manner, all right, to thresh. The Most High would use the heathens when he wants to stomp these grapes out, man. It's to stomp the Israelites out from the Assyrians, the Egyptians, and all these different nations, man. So the same way you would cast out that stone and use it later for a threshing floor, the Most High took the heathens out and would later use them to what? To thresh, Israel from times when they go off.
And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it.
Now he says you built a tower in the midst of this. What does the tower represent? The tower represents the prophet. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. There's a couple different scriptures. Habakkuk 2.
Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
Exactly. I will stand upon the watch and set me upon the tower. So we see that the prophets are likened unto the ancient world watchmen of the vineyard. There's also a parable that tells you that, man. Yahweh spoke about a parable how the husbandman would leave his vineyard, and you have you have a man that will buy a vineyard and leave it to a husbandman and have people that sit in a watchtower. These watchtowers could be anywhere from 10 to 40 feet tall, man. All right? And the custom of the time was you pretty much lived there for the summer. In the wintertime, it was abandoned, all right? But in the summertime, the whole summer, sometimes the guy would take his family and watch over these vineyards. So we are those prophets, we are those watchers that's on the watch.
And it says, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I should answer when I am reproved.
Yeah, all right? So the prophets are likened unto the watchtowers. So the same way you have an ancient world watchman watch over the vineyard, all right, the Most High ordained prophets to watch over the nation of Israel, man, to lead them on the right path. But what? They've been, stiff-necked. Real quick, Ecclesiastes 7:11. Pretty much the prophets have been ordained to steer Israel on the right path, but what? They have not listened, man.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. Yeah, we sounded the trumpet right now. Okay, when we out here on the highways and byways, prophesying, letting you know who you are, that you're the greatest people on the planet Earth, that America is going to be destroyed. And if you don't get right, okay, the Most High is going to destroy you, okay, right alongside these heathens, man, okay? We're warning you. We're letting you know who you are, okay? We're letting you know that you have to be obedient unto Yahweh Shai, not disobedient. Because if you're disobedient unto the Lord is going to spew out of his mouth, man. The Lord's going to destroy you, okay? And yeah, you're not hearkening. We out here, you hear the voice of the Lord through the prophets, okay, through the watchmen, okay, that the Lord set up watchmen here on earth, man, okay, to promote the Lord's program, okay, to bring forth the Lord's program, because this program ain't ours, okay, but our people are stiff-necked, they're sottish, man.
Read that out.
Yeah, it says, in Ecclesiastes 12:11, it says, the words of the wise are as gold.
All right, it says the words of the wise are as gold. When Yahushua said, he that taketh hand off the plow is not fit for the kingdom, now why did he say hand? Because you use one hand on the plow and another hand at an ox goad, which you would prick the oxen to steer them in the right direction. All right, because sometimes they'll want to swerve away, so you kind of prick them with it. Scripture says the words of the wise are as gold. Now that doesn't kill them, but it's like an irritating feeling. Now the custom was, if an oxen, no matter how much you prick it in the hind feet or the neck, if it didn't listen, it will be called a stiff-necked oxen. Hence the word stiff-necked. How people are stiff-necked people, because we've given them the words of the wise, which is the scriptures, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Yet they're going against it, man. They're being stubborn. That's what's that related to. Remember, Yahushua told Paul, why kick against the pricks? All right, or the ox goad, pretty much, because that was the pricking instrument used. All right.
It says the words of the wise are as gold.
That's pretty much all.
Continuing on in the book of Isaiah. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein.
Also made a winepress, man. All right, so you can see that the Most High at times stomp your ass out, man. Because what? Was Hosea 9? No, yeah, Hosea chapter 9, verse 10. We got to know what these grapes are.
This is the book of Hosea.
You got it.
The winepress also that's why it said, claims today with the choice of vine, going into Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those were the choices, or the chosen line that the Most High set up for bring forth the chosen people. So, and the Most High always had prophets. word or to give us this word.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 10. I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness.
Right, so what do you do with grapes? You can thresh grapes, all right? The scripture says that when Yahushua comes back, he had a garment dipped in blood. He was pretty much comparing what Yahushua is going to do to the heathens onto one that's crushing grapes, all right? So you can see that a threshing floor all throughout the scriptures is used for judgment, all right? So there's times when you can see that the Most High, he said in this particular in his vineyard, there's also issues of judgment, man. All right, there's also issues where, listen, man, I can thresh this grape. Right?
I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your fathers as the first ripe in the fig tree at her first time.
And and a part of the custom too was, along with planting grapes in your vineyard, you also plant fig trees in the vineyard.
And built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
Now, that's a lot of investment, man. All right, because you have to buy the land. All right, you have to get laborers. You have to build a watchtower. There's a lot that goes in, but you did everything perfect, and yet the fruits of your labor was wild fucking grapes. You're gonna be pissed the hell off. All right, so if I go and I see all my shit like this, what I'm gonna do, boy?
And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard?
Nothing else. You did the perfect thing. All the things that's required for a great harvest, you've done it. And the Most High did that. He gave us the choice land. He gave us law, statutes, and commandments. All right? He let you know, look at me. If you do what I do, if you do what I tell you, you're good. If you don't, I'm going to deliver you into the hands of the heathens, and they're going to fuck you up. So everything was pretty much plot out for what we should and should not do. Right?
He gave us pretty much everything that was essential for us to prosper. I don't want to use the word prosper. To live a flourished life. He gave us the word. He gave us the land. He gave us laws to govern the land. But Israel kept going off, kept going astray. He's like, I did everything. I was supposed to do. Why is this tree going wild? It's going astray.
And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof.
So I planted this nice ass vineyard and everything. It's pretty much set. The grapes are dry, so I'm coming in. What the fuck, man? Just, taking out all the things that are set up, frustration. All right, there's frustration being issued in this parable, and the Most High was very frustrated with us, man. All right, to the point that he did exactly what one would do. He took down the fences. All right, we already went through what these things allude to, man. All right, because what Jeremiah tells you that the gates there are blameless. All right, you got fucked up leaders amongst Israel, man. You got a lot of Israelites that don't know who they are, and we're not even in our own land no more. So you can see that the Most High, and he thrust us with the heathens, man. He did a lot. This
is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. We're not supposed to learn the ways of the heathen, all right? We're not supposed to follow the customs of the heathen, all right? Because Yahweh is the jealous power, okay? We're spiritually married unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. So, therefore, if you have a woman, do you want your woman committing adultery against you? Hell no. And that's how the Most High feels about his people, the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're committing spiritual adultery against the Lord, fornication, okay? We're following the ways of the heathens. We're following these false gods, okay? We're listening to these false pastors, Joel Austin, Creflo Dollar, when they're following the ways of the heathens, man.
Where our women are today embody exactly what we did to the Heavenly Father. They're loose, they're scanty, they're very revealing, they have one-time eyes, they play the harlot. Everything that you see our women today embody, you can't really have no opinion over it. You know? Everything that you see our women embody today is what we did to the Heavenly Father's first. So that was really a curse on us.
Verse 5. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof.
It shall be eaten up by what? By foxes, which is what I mentioned Jeremiah, the 4th chapter. All right, so you have these false prophets amongst Israel. You have no protection amongst Israel. That's a lot of things that you saw that went on to us. Man, look, man, if somebody actually did we deserve it, we did deserve it. Because we went off, we were given we have a set path in front of us, life or death. And Israel chose death. Not all Israel, you always got the elect, but the Most High does the nation as a whole.
Deuteronomy 28 says it. You know what I'm saying? As a people, that's why we got judged. That's why we're living in the conditions we're living in today. Why? Because the whole nation of Israel is being judged. Okay? The elect has always been amongst the 2/3. But the 2/3, they don't hearken onto the voice. That's why the Lord is going to destroy them.
You have good figs and you have bad figs. Jeremiah said that, right? But now, good figs are few and far between. When you read the book of Micah, the 7th chapter, he said, I'm like a grape gleaner. You know, because the way you would take your grapes in the ancient time was you wouldn't pluck them you would beat it with the stick. That's actually in the law. You would shake the stick and it would fall. Fruits would fall, all right? But you wouldn't beat everything. So there's no point left. So the Lord will come and see what you missed. Okay, so the few little grapes that's left on this tree is what Micah likened righteous men unto. You know what I'm saying? So not righteous men are like damn near like scattered grapes on a tree that's been cleaned, man. It's been already plucked out. That's a good point, brother.
Hey, we're going to continue falling. The scripture says a just man falling 7 times and gets back up. Okay, we're going to continue falling. But you niggas are just in the ground. You don't get back up. 2/3 of our people, they're fruits that are on the ground and they're just going to left there to spoil.
Yeah.
You see? The birds going to come eat it.
Yeah, man, like what I'm saying, man. Man of the Lord is like Psalms 2? A good tree, all right? They've been compared to fig trees. They've been compared to olive trees. You know, an olive tree bears fruit 100 years in line? It could be on the earth for over 100 years and still bear fruit. That's why there's a lot of Psalms where the psalmist refer to himself like an olive tree. Because even in this for decades, it's still bearing fruit, and it's still doing the works for the choice of the Heavenly Father, man. That's an embodiment of our apostles and elders, man.
Tree is getting cut off from its source of nutrient, and that's what happened to Israel. Like they fell off from the way from the Most High. It was cut off from the source, the main source, which was the Lord, the Most High. It was cut off spiritually from the Most High. It was against spiritually thirsty.
As the scripture mentioned that Yahweh Shai mentioned himself that he's a true vine. And the scriptures speak about pruning. Now pruning, when you're taking care of the vineyard, is trimming the unwanted branches. There's certain branches, and it takes a skill to it. There's certain branches that when you look at it, okay, this is going to yield fruit. And there's certain branches that are not going to yield fruit. So the parable is that the word, all right, Yahweh Shai is a vine, and the word is going to trim off, the branches that the Heavenly Father don't want, and leave the branches, just like how you prune, that will bring forth fruit, man.
That's what I'm talking about, It's growing wild. You got to trim it because you start growing too wild, you start branching out to places you don't want it to go. Like if you have let's say you have a home, you have a tree, and the branches start going too far, it'll start going in So you got to trim. It's like the first half dead. You know, like the head grow, those stuff going wild. So you got to cut it in a certain way to your head tank.
Yeah, they got something called splitter.
Exactly. So you got to keep trimming the tree to keep it tank. Because once it grows out of control, it becomes untamed.
And you mentioned maintaining the tree. There's a scripture in Proverbs that talks about the sluggard. I didn't take care of the vineyard and thorns grew and the whole thing was fucked up. So like, you know, we like this. We like that on Israel, man. We like, you know, condition them. Really the Heavenly Father's word, but with the mouthpiece, condition them how the way to be. Like, you know, cutting them, trimming them, shape up their ways, you know what I'm saying?
I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. I will lay it waste, it shall not be pruned, nor
It should not be taken care of, man. And that happened for a period of time. All right, you had a period of time where Israel didn't particularly have watchers, didn't have prophets, didn't have people to guide them on the right path. So they was all fucked up. They went on into all types of
Yeah, it's not going to be going to be corrected. You know, there was going to be no way to correct it. Because there was times when the Most High, he sent the prophets to correct us, rebuke us, get back on the right path. But came to the point the Most High was like, you know what? The hell with them, you know? Wage your sacrifice. And, you know, it was a dry season where the Most High was even, raising the prophets to condemn them. They were already condemned.
The period of Judges was like, what, 400 years? It's possible mention, no prophets, no fish. There's a whole bunch of judges. There was no organization. The Most High, yeah. During the time of slavery, they were no kids. You know what I'm saying? You got certain brothers that read the scriptures and figured out in Israel, but there was no real camp, there was no real, like you have today.
Yeah, states that may have visions and stuff like that, but you know, they didn't have the knowledge. Like Esau was gonna, be destroyed. They didn't have that. They didn't have the comfort, no comfort that there was gonna be a transition of a role plays, because all he had was the current situation. That's what he knew. There was pretty much no hope.
and I will lay it waste, it shall not be pruned, nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns.
There's a scripture in, I'll just quote it. That's what happens, all right? All right, when you don't take care of a vineyard, these are the things that happen to it, man. All right? So the ones of you out there that won't bow with the reason of the cold, all right, you're not going to reap the harvest, man. All right, we out here, because tending to a vineyard is not an easy thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing. But we have been tending to the elect of the nation of Israel to work. We want to reap the benefits of the vineyard, man. We want to reap the benefits of taking care of the vineyard. It is written, you're going to reap what you sow. So we're trying to sow righteousness right now that we may reap the kingdom of heaven.
You also have to have patience because it takes time to grow. It's true. It's true. You have to be patient. Okay, give yourself time to grow, but at the same time be involved. Okay, do what the Lord commanded you to do, and that's to teach, to warn, to wake up the lost sheep of the nation of Israel.
Every minute you look on YouTube, there's a different doctrine being put out. That's like a fox trying to get up in the vineyard, and you gotta
I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it.
All right, we already know what that's talking about. When you read that scripture in the book of Hosea, the 10th chapter, the scriptures speak about rain and righteousness. All right.
Of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant.
That's it. So the scripture broke itself down, man, at the end of the day. All right. So again, going through the manners and customs, going through Isaiah the 5th chapter. As you can see, all throughout the scripture, the Most High, he's a man of war, but he's also a man of agriculture and cultivating, man. So he likens a lot of the process of prophecies and things that he's going to do onto that, man.
And also, you know, the rain is gonna stop, man. All right, the rain is gonna stop. We're gonna stop raining. Why? Because there's gonna come a famine of the word. Okay, we're not gonna be out here anymore, you know, planting. Okay, we're not gonna be out here sowing. There's gonna come a time where you're gonna seek, you're gonna try to seek Yahweh Shemel Shai and hear the good news, but it's gonna be too late. That's gonna be a famine of the word.
Yep. Famine, and those that in Luke. There's going to come a harvest time too. When Yahweh Shai come back and start closing bread. Scripture says the harvest is the end of the world. Same thing Isaiah said, Amos and Jeremiah, right? So again, that's that whole agriculture, cultivating, you know, famines, all these things that was issued that you saw around the time when this thing was written. The Most High is like this prophet was on to it.
Most High made an analogy. He made an analogy with you know, cultivating and the prophets in terms of Israel, how they correspond with one another. Be like the fame of the word, because when the events, all these events kick off, Israel, they're gonna be thirsting for answers. And they're gonna know of they're gonna have like flashbacks when they heard the answers, but they're not be able to remember it. And they're gonna be looking for to get that answer, but we're not gonna be out here to break it down to you. But the Most High is gonna remove us from out the way and bring forth judgment on them.
You know, there's gonna be a famine, man. A famine of the word. Okay, what's a famine? A famine is a lack of bread. And what's the bread? We know that the bread of life is Yahweh Shai. Okay, we have to eat of this bread, the spiritual bread. Okay. Now that it's time, it's high time to wake up out of sleep, to serve the Lord, seek the Lord, hearken unto the Lord, man. Why? Because there's going to come a time, there's going to come a famine of the word. All right, no more breaking down scriptures, no more trying to teach you the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai, no more warnings, no more sounding of the trumpet.
It'll be like midterm. No, not midterm. I'm sorry, final. You know, everything that you was taught comes final. Like it's not gonna be an open book test. You know, you're gonna be tested. It's gonna be a closed book test. So everything that was given to you, you're gonna be tested on.
You have to stay spiritually hydrated.
Hey, you know, it's crazy too. Like during the time of famine, you had people used to pretty much rob each other's wealth. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Lawrence of Arabia. They show you that. You know, some guy went into another dude's well and he killed him for it. The scripture says, drink water out of your own cistern. So there's gonna come a time where these motherfuckers gonna be trying to, you know what I'm saying? The scripture speak about the wise and the foolish virgins. All right, there's gonna become a time when a lot of these niggas that's talking shit, the same niggas that was talking shit to you, they're gonna be trying to drink of your doctrine. You got broke down that way. But in that day, it's gonna be like, you know who you was with. You know what I'm saying? It's too late for you, man. Drink waters out your own system. Don't try to come and get the breakdown from us now. You know? That time is up.
The clock is ticking, man. The clock is ticking. And the days are going by faster. The weeks, the months, time is going by fast, man.
Alright, with that, we're going to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ba'adash. Salutations to the whole select out there. You are keeping that truth, that truth, sincerity. And hey, until next time. Shalom.